Hey everybody, welcome back. Change your perspective, change your awareness, change your life. I'm Dr. Michelina, and we are talking about intelligences, right? Gardner's theory of intelligences. And so far we've covered the words and logical and numbers. And today we're going to talk about something I think a lot of people aren't aware of, which is spatial intelligence, which means that you're smart at visuals or pictures, right? And I think this one is a seriously underrated skill set, okay? If you can organize things spatially in a way that makes sense, logically, or like within the space that you have, you're really doing a great job to being very efficient. And so spatial intelligence has to do with the ability to see something and organize it effectively. So you can think like an interior designer, right? They can see a space and they're just like, oh, this belongs here and this belongs there and this should go here. And oh, I know the exact thing. Think people who are creative in the sense of framing a picture or framing, I was going to say framing a narrative, a visual narrative perhaps. But these are people who are able to see what they have in front of them and how it can be better kind of organized. And so think artists. This is a very creative process. Think even like architects who are good at visualizing the way something should look. There we go. Visualizing the way something should look or can look better or more productive, right? So graphic designers, definitely people who are artistic or are very good at like being photographic. Even things like, have you guys seen the Queen's Gambit? If you've seen the Queen's Gambit, you'll see that like she's visualizing all the things that should happen in her movements. There's like a visualization process to it. So like chess players, sometimes like surgeons, at very high levels, these people who are spatially intelligent are visualizing where things should go and in what way they should go there, right? And so people who navigate well, air pilots, people who navigate well, people who put puzzles together are usually spatially intelligent. I had an ex who was so good at puzzles, and it was because he was super spatially intelligent. Like he could see the pieces, and just be like, oh, I honestly believe he probably could have done those puzzles without even like looking at what it should look like. Whereas not so much. There are ways in which I'm somewhat spatially intelligent, but it's not my strongest suit. I can organize things effectively to some degree. He could organize a room better than I could. Like, I remember this when we were decorating one of our houses. I had it in one way and he moved it around and it looked so much better his way. And I was like, that's impressive. He was definitely more spatially intelligent than I was. And I see this too with people who take good pictures. My sister's so good at this and she's so creative. She takes such beautiful pictures. She and I could take the same picture and hers will look better all the time. And I had another ex who, I've got a whole line of exes, guys, who are really good at things, who was super like amazing at taking beautiful photos. And he just knew how to frame it, how to make it look better. And it's not really a skill that I would say I have. It's fine. I can, and it looks okay. But like, even you guys can tell my background, right? It's not like the most photogenic thing. It's functional. This is my office. I've got my diplomas up, like got my work on the back, got my chair, right? Like it's fine. But I'm sure that somebody who was more spatially intelligent could come in here and probably make this little space look way better than I do, right? So people who are spatially intelligent are good at visualizing. They're often good at things that are artsy, like photography or drawing or making things that they see out in the world look better, or making things that they see in their head come to life on a page or in a room or in a space, right? So it's a really cool process. Spatial intelligence is so cool. I think it is, like I said, one of the more underrated with how cool it is. And so if you are spatially intelligent, then you are possibly not utilizing that skill to max capacity, right? And I don't know, but spatial intelligence is one of those things that is subtle and important. And so if you are able to see something and see something in like a big way and make it make sense in its smaller pieces, think chess, think puzzles, think navigating, think art, you are probably spatially intelligent, right? And so there's a lot where that's concerned, because it's a skill set that manifests in a lot of different ways, if that makes sense, right? So it's a skill set that manifests in a lot of different ways, by which I mean, if you're good at spatial intelligence, you might be good at art, but you might be good at chess, but you might be a good pilot, but you might be a good interior designer. And they all seem so different, but actually the commonality is that you see the big picture and you see the things that make it work and function more effectively, right? The difference between an architect and a pilot seems pretty vast, but actually they have the same spatial intelligence that kind of ties them together. And so spatial intelligence is, I think, somewhat artistic. I think it is somewhat precise is the word I keep coming back to, fine-tuned. You know, it's like you can see things how they should be, or how they would be better served, or how it would go together more effectively, right? And so precision has to do a lot with spatial intelligence, in a way that it doesn't have to do with like language or numbers or even logic. Logic doesn't necessarily need to be precise. It just needs to be logical. It just needs to make conducive sense, you know? Whereas precision and getting the right, there it is. That's spatial intelligence. And so it's a really cool intelligence to have. And so if you have it and you haven't been aware of it, or you haven't put words to it, or you haven't realized it, hopefully this is really productive for you. Hopefully it's teaching you something about yourself you didn't know. Or if you have somebody in your life who is like really good at, you know, putting a room together or taking photos or doing whatever, now you know they're spatially intelligent, which again just means that if they're spatially intelligent, then perhaps they are not necessarily logically intelligent. And so you have to kind of figure out how to communicate with them in a way that makes sense. Or more than that, if they're spatially intelligent and you guys share a space and they're always like picking up or shifting things or changing, then you'll understand why, right? So these kind of intelligences are super important for things like that, to help you better understand the people in your life and or yourself. So if this was helpful to you, that's obviously the point. I hope that it is. If it's helpful, help us keep coming to you. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends. If you have somebody in your life who is a spatially intelligent person, send it off, you know, let them know. If you are ready for next steps, then maybe go on Seasons and Signs, book a discovery call, see if you are a fit for the academy, see if you are fit for one-on-one coaching. If you are ready to kind of know yourself on deeper levels, you're ready to take charge of your life, you're ready for freedom, I will say those are the kind of things, if you're in a big transformation right now, those are the reasons for sure that you might want to think about calling. If you are lacking connection, if you are feeling a void, if you are loving personal development, and I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you might want to go on seasonsandsigns.com. But other than that, I hope this is super helpful for you. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope that you like the series. 3 down, I think about 5 to go. Not mathematically inclined, guys. 8 total, 3, 5 to go. You know what? You guys already know I'm linguistically inclined, so just let me be. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video.